leading conservative voice Laura Ingraham, host of the Laura Ingraham Show. Laura, good to see you.
Good to see you guys. How are you?
So even Trump's own party is plotting against him. The other side of the aisle already calling him the nominee. DNC Chair Debbie Wasserman Schultz said, quote, "For all intents and purposes, Donald Trump is your GOP nominee." Your take on what's going on, Laura?
There are none so blind than those who refuse to see. I mean, it's St. Patricius Day. It's St. Patrick's Day. It's the patron saint of Ireland. We're going to keep the spirit of wellness and happiness in the Republican Party. I hear about these conclaves. Let's keep it very church-oriented. The conclaves of all these groups gathering behind closed doors, and they're plotting this and that. And I would say to a lot of these folks who've published entire magazines devoted to taking down Trump, they've had weekend meetings. They had their Red State meeting where they disinvited Trump. And at every moment, it was like Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner. And Trump's obviously the Roadrunner. And they're like, Wile E. Coyote keeps getting blown up, and it keeps falling off the bridge. And
yeah.
All I'll say to these guys is, why not do what we've always done? I worked in the Reagan administration, and he was able to bring together Republicans of all different backgrounds, Pat Buchanan, James Baker, Don Regan, people from all different parts of the party came together, united, and had an amazing 8 years of governance. We need to do that as a movement. The perfect is the enemy of the good. Nobody's going to get everything they want. But I think the stomping their feet and threatening to take their marbles and leave the sandbox will probably just elect Hillary Clinton.
But you know what? I mean, this has gone one step further, right? It's not just, words anymore. Now they're promising rioting. So what needs to be done to get ahead of this?
Well, I think we need to focus on what the people have asked for. The American people are clear that either Cruz or Trump, and I mean, the analysis is Trump's going to be the nominee, and I think it's pretty pragmatic analysis. I don't think it's ideological analysis. That both of them together are a supermajority of the Republican voters. That's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. So for all the folks out there who are devoted to Ted Cruz, I get it. I understand he's really smart. He's run a great campaign.
Right.
Figure out a way now to work with the populace. The conservatives and the populace have a chance to finally school the establishment on a couple of issues: immigration, trade, globalization, and maybe even a little on to having a smarter foreign policy. There are things that they can do together to transform politics and bring minorities and working class people into the fold of common sense understanding. I think that's so possible here, but not if everybody is all rigid and they're like, he said this and she said that, and that's not going to get anybody anywhere. I mean, I'm a conservative who wants to win.
Yeah.
I don't want to sacrifice principles, but you're going to have to sacrifice something somewhere in order to beat the Clintons.
Here's Michael Block.
Hey, Laura, Trump is the one being shunned here, yet he's the guy winning here. Can he be the guy to extend the olive branch? Does he have the ability to do that? Does he have the willingness to do that, to bring everyone together? Can he be the guy who unites everybody?
I think so. I mean, I think he's starting to do that already. I think you're seeing that with things he's doing behind closed doors. He's reaching out to members on the Hill. I think Jeff Sessions is helping with that as the head of now his foreign policy advisory team. So I think that's happening. I mean, we have to remember Florida and Ohio and Illinois was just a couple of days ago. So they've been out on the trail. They've been hammering this stuff hard. And I think now is the time for people to say, look, we know there are a lot of hurt feelings. We know that this is a rough and tumble, last several months. But now is the time to focus our minds very carefully on what will happen if Hillary Clinton becomes the nominee of this party. And the perfect is the enemy of the good. I say this to all my conservative friends. If conservatism is about stomping our feet and saying this is all we can ever do, we have to die on the hill of globalization or Bushism. If that's all conservatism is, then count me out. That's not what I am.
Laura, why the opposition from some conservative thinkers and even members of the Republican establishment? Is it because that Donald Trump, maybe they don't like his style, but he's shining a light on their long-term ineffectiveness and basically deafness to much of the voter population?
I think one thing that we know, in every poll that's been done over the past 5 years, actually go back 8 years, there is a great sense of dissatisfaction and betrayal in the Republican base of the party. Not just the base. The number is like 63%, I think, last time we checked. Now, that's focused on the people currently in charge.
Right.
Last time I checked, Donald Trump hasn't been doing our trade policy, hasn't been doing our foreign policy, hasn't been approving Obama's budgets, hasn't been saying yes to all this omnibus, out-of-control spending. That's not Trump. That's the people in charge now. So, you know, he holds up a mirror, and I'm not saying he's done everything right or he has all the right tone or he hasn't made mistakes, but a mirror sometimes is, you know, for all of us. You know, we see our flaws, we see our mistakes. But at some point, we have to realize we keep losing national elections for a reason.
Yeah, and the reason that
we're not with the blue-collar people. We're not with the middle-class people. We need to give people a path forward in this very difficult economic setting for most Americans. It's not easy out there.
And by the way, that's the reason that Donald Trump is so popular, because of their ineffectiveness. Laura, let's talk about a contested convention for a second. Lots of confusion surrounding the Republican convention, including that Donald Trump's campaign manager, Corey Lewandowski, will be among the Republican delegates. What is your thought on this? Is this fair that the Trump campaign manager could actually become a delegate?
Now, I've got to confess, I haven't followed that, you know, intricacy of the story and that element of the story, but I will say this. I think there is a very, accurate detector on the part of the American people of what is fair and what is not.
Yeah, that's true.
If Trump's people are doing things that are unfair, then I think that meter is going to go off for people. But if we have a situation where Trump or Cruz, either one of them, is at an epic level of delegates, just shy of the 1237, and yet the entire Republican Party is focused on taking either Trump or Cruz down, then what is the point of having a party? I mean, what is the point of even having this primary process where Americans go out and vote and hold up signs and knock on doors? What is the point if it's just like Paul Ryan's going to parachute in and rescue us all from the evil outsiders?
Right.
So, I mean, I think people will have a very, very accurate sense on whether this is fair or not. And again, for all the Cruz folks watching this today, there has to be a path forward for the conservative movement that is realistic, not what you dream it to be, but what is realistic. And if you do that, if you think really practically, there is an amazing possibility ahead for the Republican Party, I think.
We'll see. Laura, good to talk with you. Thanks so much.
Great to see you guys.
Laura
Thanks.
Ingraham joining us there. Coming